Thanks, Dan. Thanks, everybody. It's great to be here. So we're going to be talking push, standalone. So I'm up here, no computer or anything. All the stuff I'm going to show you, obviously you could do tethered as well. And I'm coming through to you right now fully unprepared with no plan. And that is the whole point of this. I want to just talk about how to get into push. Yeah, set that. With nothing pre-planned, how to make the most of it, how to have fun doing it. Actually, number one, how to have fun doing it. So I fired it up. We've got nothing here. I already know I'm not going to use these. I'm going to pull up a sound wavetable. How many of you are familiar with just a little bit of push in terms of just the basics like browsing, stuff like that?
We did some basics with Tresco. Yeah.
Excellent, dope. Tresco keyed it up. Nice, dope. Okay, cool. Did Tresco show you guys some chord stuff, some melodic stuff like chromatic mode?
Yep.
Dope, that's awesome. Cool. So what I want to do first is I want to create some sort of soundscape with chords and things like that. So maybe I'll... So the one bit of homework I did do is I put in a bunch of my default presets from my computer onto Push. That would be the one thing I would recommend doing. So if you know that you like your wavetable to be a certain way, or even your reverb to start a certain way, that I think is really, really, really helpful. But I'm going to start by maybe just playing something pretty to the metronome. So just recap what I just did. You guys familiar with capture, obviously, yeah? Cool. So capture works great on push, especially when you don't know where you're going to go with things. Right now I'm looking at the clip here, and I'm going to shift the offset all the way to the start so that I can use the full 16 measures that I just played. And one thing that I think is really helpful for just composing in general and sound design, start by putting in your MIDI and notes first. So start with the musical component so that that's laid in and you're not constantly playing with one hand while sound designing with the other. So now that I've done this, I can start to add my sauce and flavors. So Wavetable is really nicely set up for push. You could basically route anything to anything. So say I wanted to have the amplitude routed to an LFO, I just touch the parameter, or actually no, it's already in the matrix. Go to the LFO. Cool, and now I want to do something with audio. I've got this mic set up here, and there's this great new device called Auto Shift, which is very dope. And there's two things I want to show you of it. One, actually, let's try this. Oh yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. So how many of you guys have messed around with auto shift yet? Excellent, cool. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it as kind of like a auto-tune device. Have you guys used it as a harmonizer or MIDI vocoder? Yeah? Oh, cool, amazing. Well, I'm gonna set that up. So what we're gonna do is we've got this audio in. Make sure it's going to the mic. Yes. We're gonna go in here, we're gonna go to MIDI, and we're going to have it go to MIDI 2, MIDI in, voices 8, yes. And then I'm gonna have to make sure to go to the settings and make sure that exclusive arm is off so that I can arm both the audio channel and the MIDI channel at the same time. Yeah. Until this works right, it's gonna be embarrassing. Let's see. Oh, maybe I need monitoring on. Let's see. No, that's right. To MIDI. Post mixer. There it is. Nice. Nice. Now I'm more inspired by this. So I'm going to track this. I can't use capture because this uses audio and MIDI, but we're just going to set it up. Here we go. 1, 2. Okay, the gain's super low. I'm just going to boost that. And since we got the mic here, I'm just going to lean into more audio-based stuff. So this one, I'm also going to put on a auto shift, and I'm going to have the tuning be super high. We are in G major, so I set it to G major. And I already know I want it to be super ambient, so I'm going to put a bunch of echo reverb on it. And I got to change the input to 1. Yeah, yeah. There we go. So I'm just going to record some pretty stuff. just to exploit another feature of auto shift, in addition to using it like auto tune, I could also use it like a just like a parallel harmonizer. So I'm gonna throw one more of these on, and on this one I'm gonna make sure the dry wet is lower, and then I'm just gonna go to the scale shift and make sure it's in the right key. Same track, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so take a look at the whole chain here. It's the first auto shift is just being used to tune, very tight tuning. The second one has a very low mix, more or less half and half, a little less. And then on that one, under the main tab, scale shift. So depending on the scale you're in, which is G major, you're 2 scales tones up. That's right. Yeah, that's right. And I'll just take this time to do other cool stuff with the ambience before I move on to maybe some bass, and then we'll put some drums down. So in this instance, this was a preset I'd already made either on here on my computer, dragged into the folder, went into my user group. And I'm using capture pretty much all the time, unless I really know this is going to be the loop, because it just gives you more room for spontaneity. Okay, cool. We've got some pretty stuff here. Maybe we'll do one more layer. No, this is pretty enough. This is full enough. So my intention here is just kind of create a sample, and we're going to turn this all into a sample. So I'm just going to create an audio track, and I'm going to go to the mixer tab, change the routing to resampling, and we are going to resample the whole track. So this is beat part 2, basically. This was beat part 1, or not beat, music composition. We turned all this into this clip right here. Obviously, we could do things like, no? Yeah. Transpose it. But we're gonna try something a little cooler. First things, I'm just gonna duplicate that so it doesn't stop. And I'm going to select this track here, and I'm going to convert it to a sampler. And I'm going to slice it, and since this is already a loop in time, the best solution here is either beat or region. So yeah, something duple like 16 probably. Maybe I'll have an accent on. And so now what we could do, we can start to explore stuff here. I might actually, okay, that's fine. capturing? Hell yeah, you guys already hear it, yep. By the way, this is always fun when I do this. A couple things that is just a wild card is just reverse it, because it's gonna reverse the position of the clips too. So sometimes it's tight, sometimes it's not. Right now it's questionable because of this basically. Maybe if I just trim it. Yeah, either way. Just a little technical thing. I introduced a little more fade to get rid of those clicks. Okay, drum time. I am going to take the time to browse for drums just to show the process and just kind of leaning into that nothing prepared approach. I'm going to just keep it super minimal and just go for a kick, a snare, a close, and an open hat and just work with that. So I am going to honestly say the browsing on Push right now is a little sus, but I'm sure they're working on it, hopefully. Way too many clicks, yeah. But yes, yeah, actually I should talk about that. It's a good idea. I'm gonna get into that. That's a great prompt. So here we go. No, that's on point. So we're gonna pull up some drums. I've got this pad selected here. It's less confusing in this view. And we're gonna hit the squiggly. And we're gonna do filter, drums, kick. And then I'm gonna make sure that my cue is audible. Sure, cool. Actually, this is clutch right now. Snares. Okay, this is what I don't like about the browsing. I don't like that it changed what I'm looking at, but it's all good. Cool. But actually, this is going really well. So now we're gonna go hats, all, sure. That's not a hat. None of these are hats. All right, we might have reached its limit. So now we're gonna do it the other way, which is, in this case, it's gonna be my user library samples. These are my packs. Sure. One shots. That's fine. And then an open. Yeah, sure. Okay, a couple things I'm gonna do that I just like to do, just habitually getting into my own finger drumming flow. I like to put my hats in the same choke group. You guys familiar with what that is? Excellent, you guys are advanced. That way, I could have control of my open hi-hat. And I think drum bus will hit the spot. And I'm also going to put a compressor on our sample, or the simpler, so that we can do some side chaining. Oh yeah. So to set this up in standalone, we're going to go into the compressor, we're going to go to the sidechain tab, turn on side chaining, and then we go to the drum rack, and presumably it's the, whoa, something's happening here. Maybe I have to actually have some MIDI first. Let's see what the downbeat is. I'll do some quick mixing. And maybe I'll change the colors too using shift. And if you guys are familiar familiar with some of the new drum sampler little tings. Some of them are really fun, particularly I really like adding noise to snares, especially right in the mids, like around 1K. It just turns everything into a cool clap. Okay, didn't really nail that, but I'm just gonna move it over. So then what I like to do, just as like a fun challenge, is see how could I transform this beat into another beat. So, I mean, step one, I'm just gonna duplicate the scene. Cue it up. Oh. That's because we don't want those. Oh, by the way, this just came up, but if you want to do some really fun 90s hip hop type stuff, you set your global clock to like quarter note. Do stuff like that. So for beat number 2, what do we want to do? Let's probably do new drums. So I'm going to take that out, and maybe I'll transform something here. Maybe I'll actually even duplicate it. Just clean it up so I can cue stuff up later. And with this one, this is this cool little thing I discovered recently. So if we turn the warp on, and we have it in beats mode, and maybe not instead of transients, we do like 16th notes without the loop on, and then you turn on the envelope, you get this cool little stutter thing. So now I want to make, since our first beat was very legato and pretty, I want this next beat to be more stuttery. So I'm going to go revisit this first wavetable that I popped up. Take up the ambience, and I'm going to use repeat mode, 16th notes, and why don't we get some swing in the mix? So repeat mode on push, it's going to do whatever swing amount you have in your quantization setting. So if I have swing on here, it's going to swing on here too. Okay, now we're in A flat. So weird, it's playing a hi-hat. I know why. It's because exclusive arm is still off. And I want this to make this to be bouncier, so I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to have the filter affected by an envelope. Already in my matrix. I might as well just have it also just be to the amp envelope, so I could do 2 birds with 1 stone. Go to the amp envelope. And maybe just for now get rid of this effect, or just, yeah, tone it down. Maybe I'll just do something from scratch even without that clip for a moment, so. Maybe I'll turn up the swing, just re-quantize it. Take the tempo up. That was actually cool just now. I was accidentally touching the pitch strip. I'm just gonna record some of that automation. So I'm gonna hit automate record on. Did that work? Or maybe I just got the first half, or right here. Nice. Dope. Change the waveform a little bit. And now what I could do is I could see if there's a new chop I want to do with this. Since this is now on its own channel, I could go up a full octave. So 4 plus 12, that's 16. Turn this off. I'll just use that. And then I'll just put tons of reverb on it. Alright, so I'm feeling maybe some house for this one. So there's lots of different ways to compose. Obviously you could play stuff in. I'm doing a lot of playing stuff in. You could also just sequence, but I'm just gonna maybe just play some house real quick. We're also gonna do more side chaining. I'm actually just gonna put this next to this. I just hold it, touch the jog wheel, and now I could hit Shift, Group, and then I can touch this and move it into that group. Now we're gonna put side chain on that whole group. Okay, fun stuff to put on the master. Beat repeat. I'm gonna do another resample of this. Any questions so far, by the way? Oh, thank you. Yeah, what's up, Chuck? Yeah. Yeah. So it was played using the re-trigger on repeat on push. So it's not LFO based, but it's repeat, but with swing on. So yeah, the global swing, if it's the same, so if you have swing set to whatever percent on 16ths and you're using repeat also on 16ths, it's gonna repeat on swings, which is a dope feature. So let's actually do a part 2 of this beat and then we'll explore that a little bit more. But first, anything else? No, I'll keep going tight. So where's my resample channel? Oh, by the way, yeah, if you're a real G, then you freaking rename your channel so that you know what stuff is. So now I'm going to resample this. That's weird. That's not intentional, but maybe that's what we're going to use. Is that in the sample or is that just push as a whole? Oh shit, it's the sample. Wow. Okay, we're just going to use it. Crazy. I'm just gonna micro sample this. And then I'm gonna make it sound a little less horrid. Well, yeah, this is fine. And let's also get rid of the low end, because now we're gonna do some trap. Know what I'm saying? Alright, so we're gonna use drum bus to build an 808 into our kick. So we're going to go to the boom. We'll figure out the note, turn the decay all the way up. I'm not even convinced the speakers will be able to do it, but we'll see. I'll also add to the kick, there's an effect that lets you add boom as well. Alright, it's coming. We'll just do a higher pitch. We'll make them both like 40 hertz. stuff with repeat mode. Now that we have this laid out, let's do more stuff with hats. But let's make the hat swing so that it gets a little garagey. That's too much swing. That was 100%. 100% is not swing. 100% swing is 3/16 and then a 4/16. Yeah, just keep that in mind. There we go. Take the open hat and set it to trig, no, to gate, so that it's just as long as you push it. Tremolo with auto pan, so that means we are going to undo the phase, I believe. Yeah, and then we'll do it to the clock, so not frequency. Okay, let's review our beats so far. We have pretty stuff with some sort of thing happening, which is cool. I don't mind. Oh, it's the resonance from the frickin' filter. Basically, especially if you're making beats in standalone push, this stuff's gonna happen like this. So that the whole point of what I'm just trying to do right now is just show you how to put yourself in the best state to just flow with it and keep going with it. I'm gonna take another pause. Any questions at this point? Do you mean by that just recording everything I've been doing, just long term?
What I want is this like side sample track that's just growing the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. You can, what you can do, and if you use excellent technique, you can do that. It just means that, so you can do a global capture. You can hold shift, hit record, and even though you have no visual feedback for it, it is recording in arrangement mode so that when you throw it to your computer, you will have it. But just make sure you don't ever stop the sesh, so you can't hit triangle. You got to just let it roll. Yeah. Yeah. No, you definitely can do that. And then otherwise, what I've actually been doing the easy version of that, which is just sending lines into my interface, into my computer, that kind of thing. Yeah. No, it's a great way to do it. Yeah. Anything else? So the feedback, it's because on that auto filter I have the resonance way up. Yeah, that's totally it. Which is cool, by the way. I mean, there's stuff to be done here, especially with the filter drives.
I do have another question.
Yeah.
Is bass shaper on the master channel?
It's a custom wave shape I made. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Let's see what we could see here in terms of the parameters. Yeah, I mean, you could see a good amount of it, but it's this certain touch where it has almost this noise response. So especially to low frequencies, it'll pulsate the signal based off of the fundamental. Yeah. I'll just leave you with that. How am I doing on time? And then.
I mean, we're getting pretty close to time. You want to wrap up the next 5-ish minutes?
Done. Cool. Any more questions? Cool. I'll just keep doing stuff. Any requests for stuff to be shown? Yes.
I mean, if there's anything else like that like technically you want to cover and show, but I would be happy to just see like jam, no interruptions for like.
Just go ham. Just go ham.
Fuck yeah, I will go ham.
Make an album in the next 5 years.
I mean, how long could it take to make 40 minutes of music, right? An hour tops, 40 minutes. Yeah, exactly.
We got 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll make a 5-minute beat and then just 8 speed it.
Yeah.
That works. All right. Let's review what I have. This one's cool. Yeah, and now it's got the 808. Very cool. This is just an empty slot. I'm just gonna get rid of that. What's this one? This is house. Also with an 808 now. This one's questionable, but it's because of this. Okay, that's better. Oh, we can do some mix and matches. Especially if I put all of these in the sidechain. And then I'm going to take the 808 off. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, please, if there's time, send questions up, and then if not, yeah, please.
What's your approach to learning to play the instrument, the pad?
Yeah, the unsatisfying answer is a lot of practice, but there's definitely techniques to it, and hopefully this isn't just a repeat of what might have been covered already this weekend, but it's in chromatic mode, which is what everything I've shown you today. It's essentially the same as playing a bass guitar or a guitar at the bottom strings. So imagine some sort of 8-string bass. Each one of these is a string. So left to right is always chromatic. Vertical, it's always in fourths. So it's all shapes, and if you're coming from bass or guitar, you already have a huge advantage. It's also very helpful to play piano as well, so that you could integrate whatever harmonic knowledge you have from there. But the best place to get started is through me on my Patreon or private lessons. But before you even do that, what you could do is take, the beauty of it is the shape thing. So what I mean by that is, I'm going to show you this really nice shape for a major 7 chord. All super ambience out. Let's tone that down. Even that's too much. That's great. So it's going to be thumb here, up a row to the left one, and then from your original thumb up 2 rows to the right one. That's a lovely, very easy to play, very push friendly major 7 chord. Root, 3rd, 7th. Now the beauty of push, and guitar and bass for that matter, is it is an isomorphic keyboard, which means that you could take that exact same little shape of your hands, don't move a muscle, and you could slide it around anywhere. You could literally slide it around. It's always going to be major 7. And then another thing to understand is if this is the major 3rd and this is the major 7th, if I want to turn that into a minor 7th, I'm going to take both that major 3rd and that minor 7th. That's right. And bringing them down in this case is 1 square to the left. So that just gives you a broad little concept of what push is about playing melodically. It's all shapes. Extend that. If I know the shape to a major scale, and by the way, this is also white and black keys like a piano. So if you want to play a C major scale, you're just going to crawl up on the white and colored squares. So I could take this bottom row, for instance, and all I got to do is just move my whole hand to the right once, do the exact same shape, and now it's D flat major, etc. Shapes, 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 shapes. Even for the craziest, biggest chords. Something like that. If any of you guys want to learn more about push, hit me up afterwards. This is a big part of what I do is I teach this privately, and also I have hundreds of video tutorials online as well. You will find me at JNTHN STEIN, JNTHN STEIN. Instagram, Spotify, Patreon. Most of those links are on my Instagram if you want to use that as your main hub. But yeah, please check out my content. Please check out my music as well. And hey, hell yeah. More questions if there is.
Did you play an instrument before you picked this up?
Yes, I did. Yes. I started playing music when I was 12. Guess what my first instrument was? You'll never guess.
The recorder.
Wow, that's really close. So close. It's actually the clarinet. So yes, basically that. And then I started playing bass a year later. So bass is essentially my first instrument that I really took seriously and pursued to my best level. I ended up going to a music school for bass. And then over the years, I picked up piano, guitar, some drums, and then this starting with Push 1, which I think was 2014, so 10 years ago now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Hell yeah. It's my pleasure. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.